Unit 1 summative solving quadratics. So this is a quick review over solving quadratics. So on number 1, 12x squared minus 4x equals 0. So if you remember, whenever you see solving, we're going to use this formula that's at the top right called the quadratic formula. So the first thing you do is you make sure it's equal to 0, which this one already is. So then you find your a, your b, and your c. So my a in this problem is 12, my b is negative 4, and I do not have a c value. It's a b because it has the x attached to it, so my c is 0. Then the first thing I calculate is b squared, which is 16, minus 4 times 12 times 0. Okay, 16 minus 4 times 12 times 0 is 16. Okay, so then I write out the whole problem. So opposite of b, since my b is already negative 4, I'm going to make it a positive 4, plus or minus the square root of 16, all over 2 times my a. My a was 12, so 2 times 12 is 24. Okay, then you look at the square root of 16. Is there a square root of 16? Yes. So we get 4 plus or minus 4 all over 24. Okay, I don't need an I in this problem because the discriminant, or the 16, was not negative, so I did not have a negative in my square root, so I don't need an I. But since there's no more square root, I need to actually find my answer. So we have 4 plus 4 over 24. Well, 4 plus 4 is 8 over 24. And although 24 can't go into 8, you can simplify this and divide them both by 8, and you get 1 over 3. So that's my first answer. My other answer will come from 4 minus 4 over 24, which is 0 over 24. Well, 0 divided by anything is just 0. So those are my two answers. On number 2, again, the first thing we have to do is make sure it's equal to 0. Well, this one equals 21, so I would need to move the 21 over by subtracting it. So I'm going to subtract 21, and I get negative 3x squared minus 21 equals 0. Now I can find my a, my b, and my c. Okay, so in this problem, a is negative 3, b is 0 because there is no x value, and c is negative 21. So the first thing that I need to calculate is the b squared minus 4ac, which is 0 minus 4 times negative 3 times negative 21, which equals negative 252. Okay, so then we do our whole formula. So opposite of b, well, since my b is 0, we're just going to keep it 0, plus or minus the square root of negative 252 all over 2 times my a. Well, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Okay, we check see if there's a square root of 252, but there's not. So we're going to go ahead and make a factor tree. And we figure out what goes into 252. So I'm going to divide it by 4. And if you divide by 4, you get 63. And then 4 is 2 and 2. 63 is 9 and 7. 9 is 3 and 3. So we have a pair of 3's and a pair of 2's with a 7 left over. So when I rewrite my problem, I get 0 plus or minus. Since I have a pair of 2 and 3's, I multiply them, so 2 times 3 is 6. And because it was negative, I need 6i square root of 7 all over my negative 6. Okay, and then we look at our outside three numbers, my 0, 6, and 6, and we can divide them all by 6. So we get 0 plus or minus 1i square root of 7 all over negative 1, and that is my final answer. Okay, on this last one, it's already equal to 0, so we can go ahead and find our a, our b, and our c. So in this problem, a is 1, b is negative 14, and c is 33. So then we do b squared minus 4ac, so we get 196 minus 4 times 1 times 33, which equals 64. Okay, so because that was positive, remember now we won't have any I in our answer. Okay, it's only an I in our answer if that ends up negative. So when we do the whole formula, so since my b was already negative, opposite of negative 14 would be positive 14, plus or minus the square root of what we just found, so 64, all over 2a. Well, 2 times my a is just 2. Okay, and then we ask ourselves, is there a square root of 64? Yes, it's 8, so this becomes 14 plus or minus 8 all over 2. And since I don't have an I, or I don't have a square root left, I can go ahead and find my answers. So the first answer is 14 plus 8 divided by 2, which is 22 divided by 2, which is 11. And then my second answer is 14 minus 8 divided by 2, which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Go ahead and try these next two problems.